Amnesty International calls for the immediate release of 2 pro-independence activists in pretrial jail, a day before the 1-year anniversary of their detention. Hello, and welcome to Catalan News. Today, Catalonia's top authorities remembered the execution of Lluís Companys. He was president during the Spanish Civil War and was captured by Nazis and executed by Franco in 1940. Today we'll see how he's paid tribute to nowadays and also review the effects of the rain we've seen recently. Before speaking about Francoist repression, let's look at today's news. A renowned international NGO has called on Spain to release 2 activists who have been in prison for a year. Amnesty International say that the imprisonment of Jordi Sánchez and Jordi Cuixart is unfair and disproportionate. They are accused of rebellion, charges that the NGOs say are completely unfounded. For Amnesty, their jailing is restricting their right of freedom of expression and freedom of assembly. Tomorrow it will have been 1 year since they were incarcerated, and they could face up to 30 years behind bars if convicted. Catalonia's president was the only democratically elected leader executed during the 20th century in Europe. But his name might not sound so familiar for those from abroad, Lluís Companys. And today, it was the 78th anniversary of his assassination.
This is the wall where 78 years ago today, Spain's fascist regime executed by firing squad Lluís Companys, the then Catalan president. And to remember the martyr president, as some call him, the country's top authorities laid floral tributes in the very same spot where he was shot, and also on his tomb some metres away, on Barcelona's Montjuïc mountain. The current Catalan president, Quim Torra, and his government took part. And one more time on October the 15th, Spain was urged to annul the court-martial which led to Companys' death.
La Generalitat entregarà a la família de Lluís Companys el judici, el certificat de l'anul·lació de la sentència que tant havia reclamat, però exigim a l'estat espanyol que també faci els deures que li pertoquen. I no és suficient treure el dictador de la tomba del Valle de los Caídos.
Companys is above all a symbol for the pro-independence camp, but he is also widely honoured as a figure against fascism. The mayor of Barcelona, Ada Colau, also took part in the tribute and joined Torra's demand.
I un cop més seguim exigint, i no ens rendirem mai fins a aconseguir-ho, seguim exigint que es faci justícia i reparació de totes i cada una de les víctimes del franquisme i del feixisme, a casa nostra, a tot l'Estat.
The explicitly unionist socialists were also there, represented by their leader, Miquel Iceta. The parliament speaker, Roger Torrent, also laid flowers on the tomb. Torrent, a member of the ERC party, like Companys, linked his fate with that of the current leaders in prison or exile.
Que tenim presos polítics i exiliats polítics. Avui hem d'aprendre també d'aquesta lluita pels drets fonamentals, pels drets civils i polítics.
Companys went into exile just before the end of the Spanish Civil War, but was captured by the Nazi Gestapo secret police and was tried in Spain before being shot. 5 out of the 8 last Catalan presidents have gone into exile, been jailed or executed. Puigdemont, a few weeks before moving to Belgium, was compared to Companys by the man who now leads the People's Party.
La historia no hay que repetirla y esperemos que mañana no se declare nada, porque a lo mejor el que lo declare acaba como el que lo declaró hace 83 años.
Meanwhile, on Sunday, some 17,000 people climbed 18 mountains across the country to call for the release of the leaders in jail and the return of those in exile.
During Francoist times, Spain lived under a fascist dictatorship. Many celebrated its transition to democracy as a success because, unlike other European countries, Spain hasn't seen a resurgence of the far right. That is, until now. The European Network Against Racism says that the number of people unashamed to bring back the old Franco time flag is growing, and fast. And there's a new party in the ring, Vox, openly far right. The organization uses Trump-like slogans such as, quote, "Let's make Spain great again," or, quote, "Spaniards first," and is openly against immigration, abortion, and gay marriage. They are also strongly opposed to Catalan independence and self-government and want to suppress the regional system in Spain, and experts say this is dangerous.
You feel that people are much more in favor or unashamed to bring the old Franco time flags and all those kind of issues. So we see this popping up again.
Moving on. If you're visiting Catalonia these days, you may have realized that it's not as sunny as it is normally. In fact, it's raining, and quite a lot. And the torrential rains of the last few days have flooded warehouses and caused cuts to roads and train lines. Some rivers and streams even burst their banks, and to avoid bigger problems, authorities released water from reservoirs. But this is obviously not enough for citizens who, today, have suffered from the direct effects of the rain.
Pues quan hem arribat aquest matí hi havia més d'1,5 metres d'aigua dintre el sòtano i la porta rebentada que dona al riu, que és una porta enorme, que no sé si ja l'heu vist, i tot una desgràcia.
Hem passat una nit complicada, se'ns ha desbordat i ha saltat els murs, cosa que jo no havia vist mai per aquesta banda. Clar, inundat garatxos, bueno, complicat, una nit complicada.
Each weekend is an adventure in Catalonia. There are fairs to see all the time for anything, for lovers of gastronomy, explorers of the past, or aficionados of music. And today we'll show you 2 goings-on that were especially sweet.
Sugar or honey, nuts, whipped egg whites, sometimes candied fruit, and more. This is nougat, or turró in Catalan, a traditional sweet with a rich history. And this weekend saw a fair dedicated to this time-old treat. Held in Agramunt, in the west, near the town of Lleida, the 30th edition of this 3-day event ended with a higher number of attendees and sales than usual, according to officials who called the influx massive. People came from all over to taste new versions of this confection steeped in tradition. These included flavors like lemon mousse, nuri seaweed, mandarin pistachio, and matcha. The latter, a collaboration with celebrated chef Albert Adrià. And let's not forget the co-star of the fair, chocolate. Meanwhile, in the south of Catalonia, in Alcobendas, was the Fira de Bandolers. Bandoler translates as brigand in English, or bandit, a romanticized robber or outlaw figure, an emblem of the past and a fixture in storytelling. This event also fared quite well, also due to the extra day of holiday, and despite the rain. Officials estimate that 25,000 to 30,000 people attended to enjoy new additions to the celebration, like a tavern to be merry, over 100 exhibitors and theater performances for all ages.
And with this, we finish today's show. We leave you with some images from the opera La Traviata, represented in Sunday in Girona during the Temporada Alta festival. Enjoy, and we'll see you tomorrow.